Hello, everyone. I am Dr. D with Food Alchemy Network. This is a live broadcast. I am bringing you Miss Barbara Blanco, straight a Yucatan native as well as a Merida native. She's the CEO of Merida Moves and also an attorney. So, if y'all have any questions, put them in the comment box. So, that's for my Facebook fans, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. If you want, I will be putting up a number later and you can call in with questions. If you have questions, let me know. If you want to be heard on live, and I'll be sure to put you on live with that number, and that will be provided during the screen. So, without further ado, welcome. How are you?
Are you talking with me? I don't know. I know you're talking with your people. Hi, how are you? Fine. We're great.
Okay. Say hola. Hola, ¿cómo está?
Hola, ¿cómo están todos? Muy bien nosotros.
So, okay, you guys. So that's she also speaks English. I want you to let you know she also speaks Spanish. Hi. Some people's like, okay, they don't know. So Merida is a Spanish speaking country. Well, Merida is the city. Yucatan is the state. So Mexico, is a Spanish speaking country. So they also learn English from my girlfriend in elementary school and sometime college. I'm not quite sure. Is that true?
Yeah, well, I mean, mostly all the schools here they give you. I mean, they teach you English like one of their subjects. So yes, you can. Usually the private ones are the better ones. Now almost all the schools, the private ones are bilingual, so they're more strong. So for me, I get the basic in the school and I just need to practice, So when I'm start to working with expats like 4 years ago, I practiced more. And that's when I'm a little bit more fluent in English. So that's why.
Okay, awesome. So, I'm going to ask you, who are you? So explain to the people who you are. I just gave a blank.
Yeah, so I'm Barbara Blanco from Merida Moves. That's my company, Merida Moves. I created this company like 4 years ago just for help expats to move here to Merida. So actually, this is a fun story because I met an expat like 4 years ago. She's my best friend now. But I met her and she just got a problem with a contract. Because here in Mexico we need to sign contracts in Spanish and it's a little bit different there in United States. So she got some problems with the people in their house. So I helped her to get an out for that contract because she don't want to stay there anymore. So we get in the deposit back and all this stuff. So she was so thankful, So she told me, why you don't do this for living, And I'm saying, what do you mean? Because after that, I help her to find a house. So we do, their house hunting and all this stuff. So she fell in love to the house, and I help her to review the new contract, and I help her to do the deposit and all this stuff, and reading the contract, all that things. So she told me, why you don't do this like a business, for living? And I'm saying, what do you mean? And she said, oh, I mean, you can help expat, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, that's a great idea. So that's why we started to do it, So my best friend now was my first client.
Wow, congratulations. So you've been in business 4 years, just out of just helping someone develop a business, which is outstanding. So what are some of the things that you wanted your company to do for Merida Moves? What was the goal?
My goal is just make everyone that go through us falling in love to Merida. This is my goal. This is also a funny story. I mean, I have plenty of funny stories. So originally I'm local, so I live here, I born, raised, and be here all my life. But honestly, at the beginning, I don't like my city. I mean, I always have that itchy, that I want to travel. I want to know more cities. I want to, live in abroad in a different country. So I'm gonna start to looking, online what places can be cheaper, for moving. And guess what? The first one is Mexico. So I'm like, okay, so I'm already here. So and then when I started to work with expats, so I actually fallen in love again to my city through their eyes, because they show me, I mean, how awesome is Merida and how amazing it is. Sometimes you take it for granted because you live here all your life, so you don't notice that things. So, but they actually show me, so I'm actually awake and see, this is an amazing city. We have a lot of expats, foreigners for all around the world. And also we have Mexican expats, from different parts of Mexico that are moving here. So I'm like, okay, so everyone is moving here, so that's a reason, so that's why I'm gonna start to learn more and refine and actually in love to my city again. And now that's my goal, all the people can see and how beautiful it is. And of course, made the transition super easy. I know how stressful could be moving abroad, moving for a different country that you don't speak the language and you don't know nothing about it, like how the people work and how the people, their customs and all this stuff. So for us, make that transition easy and actually make connection between the people so they can actually have here a tribe, so they can have some connection and then make a group. That's our goal, almost all my clients become friends after being our clients, and we like to connect them each other. So in that way, they can feel comfortable. I know that a bad experience at the beginning can just ruin you all the experience, the whole experience, and you can actually hate the city just because that. So we don't want that. We want to give you the first good view of Merida and us locals, and in that way you think, this city actually works.
That's good. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. So tell us a little bit about Merida. What are some of the attractions that you will appreciate coming to Merida?
Well, first of all, we are the safest city in the whole Mexico, the whole country. We are the number one. And the number, I think 2 or 3 in the whole world. We are just behind to Quebec, I think so. So actually that's and they do in a questionnaire, and then we are positioned in the second or the third place at the most safest city in the world. So that's one thing, we are really safe city. And then also we are a family. I mean, I'm talking about the whole Mexico, honestly, but especially Merida is so family and kids friendly. Like all the restaurants that we have here, almost all the restaurants have their playgrounds, and that way you can come with your kids, and then just take a breath a little bit, take your pina colada or some cocktail, and then just leave the kids in their playground, and then you can be, just enjoy yourself a little bit. So we are a really safe and family friend city. And also we are close to Cancun and Playa, which is that area is a little bit more tourist, but we are close, so you actually can jump in a bus and be there just in 4 hours. That's what we do, so we live here, but we came there just for vacations, so you can have actually an all-inclusive 5 stars hotel, really cheap, and then just spending the weekend there, which is just 4 hours away from us, and then come back here, which the rents are more affordable and the price of living is much more affordable. And then we also have beaches close by here. So I'm gonna say that we have almost everything. We have the culture thing, we have the ruins, we have the sinkholes, the cenotes that are just, all the people are getting amazing as soon as they go through one cenote. So it's a beauty, and we have more than 5,000 here, so if you already visit one, just know they still have 4,000 $1,999 for visit again, you know. So I'm think that Mexico, Merida is the best city for live, you know, and especially with these things, also with these pandemic things, because you know we need to acknowledge the reality that we are living now with the COVID thing and all this stuff. So our city are being really careful about that too, you know. So I don't know. I mean, everyone can have their own opinion, but at least the Mexican or the Yucatecan people are really respectful. So, I mean, even if you have different opinions about the COVID or not, you know, so the people gonna follow the rules, you know, so they're gonna follow the rules, and then if you, they're gonna respect you also, and then, you know, they're gonna, well, basically it's that, you know, respect you, and then just, you know, be friendly.
That's good. Everybody wants to live in a friendly place. So there's different parts of Merida. You got central, you got south, you got north, you got east, you got west. So tell me about the different parts, like going towards South Merida.
So Merida, I mean, we have north, south, and west, and east and west. You know, so
Right.
and then of course central, which is downtown. So mostly all the people. I was to try to find in a map, but I couldn't find it. Okay. So basically, the way the Merida is distributed. I mean, I don't know if you see it. This is a map of Merida.
I see it.
Okay. So if you divide a map from the half and you go to the up, that is the north, you know. So basically, this is where the most fancy neighborhoods are, you know. So I divide the north and the half because the one of the streets they go in the middle is this street they go exactly in the middle. It's kind of like a divide the city in the half. That is the street that if you take and go forward, you're gonna go in the beach in 30 minutes, you know. So
Okay.
I divide the city in the half. So from the half of the city to the right side is the north. Is the north, and over the fancy part of the north. That's how I call fancy part of the north. So over there, you're gonna have beautiful restaurants, you know, people with money live there. I mean, when I'm talking about fancy, I'm not talking about fancy, you know, like in a bad way. No, I'm just talking about people with money, you know. So people will have some money incomes and they can afford certain type of rents, so, you know. So for me, I cannot afford a 20,000 pesos rent, but some Mexicans can, you know, so they live in the fancy part of the north. So over there, you can find more coffee shops and more restaurants, more you know, exclusive restaurants and convenient things, you know, stores more a little bit more expensive. So that area is super cool, it's super safe, and also looks really new. I mean, it's the newer part also, and modern. That's super modern. So from the 60th Street to the left, I call that area the affordable part of the north. So that area is where mostly of the locals they don't have too much money. They can live there, you know, the locals. So and that area is super funny because it's so close to the malls and everything, so you can have access to that, but also you can have access to the tacos, you know, so the restaurants with the tacos and the tortitas and the gorditas and all the Mexican things, you know. So that would be a restaurants, improved restaurants. I don't know if you know, but in that area you can rent in a house and you can actually open your restaurant there in the first floor, and then you can live in the second floor, you know. So that's more family, you know, so that have more local sense. So that's happened in that area. And then we have the poniente and the oriente, which is the south and the west. Depend of the area, that will be how gonna looks that areas. The south is more and down. Over there is live the people. I'm not gonna say poor people, but I'm gonna say the people that don't have too much income. The Mexicans that live day by day. So over that area is a little bit more ugly, and I'm gonna say a little bit more dangerous. When I'm talking about dangerous, I'm not talking about somebody gonna kill you there, no. But if you walk around in that area at 2 a.m., just walking in the streets, some people come out and take your cell phone. You will loan your cell phone and never give you back. Certain that type of things, So I'm not saying that it's really dangerous, but again, it's not so nice and it's not so beautiful either. So I'm not gonna recommend it living in the south just because, first of all, most of the people there do. If you go to the north, probably you have more probabilities to find somebody that speaks English over there. In the south, I don't think so at all. So I'm not talking bad about the city. I'm just saying, the city has certain parts. And of course, you're going to need to be more careful in the south than, of course, in the north. But it is what it is, So, and then we have the downtown. And the downtown is really funny because it's the most beautiful, ugly thing in the world, because downtown is nice and of course, it's for tourists, So first of all, the rentals over there, I mean, we don't have houses for rent. Most of the houses there are Airbnb. And that will be crazy expensive. Mostly of the owners in the central area, are expats that bought houses a couple of years ago. They renovate in a beautiful and stunning way. And now they're rented for expats. So that means crazy expensive. Of course, beautiful, but expensive, So... Right. For example, you can get a two bedrooms house in Centro for 25,000 pesos, and you can get a 4 bedrooms with pool and garden in the north for the same amount. So it's like right. And of course, that will be more loudy. You have more loudy, and a lot of buses pass by all the time. So I'm going to say the Centro is amazing for visit if you're going to come to visit. For live, it's not for all people. Right. Some people that I have, some clients love Centro, so I'm not going to lie, but some people don't. So that's going to depend on you, but it is, depends on the taste of each people. That will be if you're going to like or not. But mostly of the parts over there are really cool. And sometimes Centro is the whole downtown, but you need to be careful about where is oriented the house that you are looking for, because if that house is oriented to the south, yes, it is Centro, but it's ugly. And if that house is oriented to the north, yes, it is Centro, but it's the nice part. So even in Centro, you have difference.
Okay, makes sense. And so tell me, are there galleries in Merida? Are there galleries? Are there besides the tacos, besides the food, you can go to the beach, but you got to travel, like you said, 20, 30 minutes. All depends where you're coming from Merida. So what are some of the museums, if you have them, in art galleries? What are they?
Yeah, well, most of the museums and art galleries are in Centro. Especially art galleries. Museums, we have a little bit more in the north, but mostly of the galleries are in Centro, because that's where the tourists are. They're beautiful, they're super fancy. Merida is actually one of the most cultural places. Our governor just all the time it's just pushing up a lot of I'm gonna say events, cultural events, so we have a lot of that things, and about history, about was better before COVID, honestly. Now we are just start to again, step by step again. The governor is allow again all these events, but not so, that many like before COVID. they're having a little bit careful now. But yes, still we have events, we have art galleries, everything is open now, and we are just jumping to the green light in this month. So the governor say that by January they're gonna allow the concerts and the big events and all this stuff. So I think we're almost there in the normality,
Right. Well, it's going to be a new normal, just
Yeah,
like you going into the store, to the what is it, into the gallery. They take your temperature, and I'm like, okay, supposing I'm running a fever that day, and because it's hot outside, you want to take my temperature and thinking I got COVID. So some of it I think is stupid, but they do that here. I had to tell a lady, please do not point that at my head. Do you even know what that is? Do you even know what that contains? You point it to my wrist. So what I do is I go, look, this is what you do. You're not going to point it at my head. This is my brain. And guess what? That is still like electronics. And the lady just looked at me like, huh? I was like, okay, I'm not speaking very well. They don't understand. So they're not even given proper training. Okay, you do this and you take people's temperature. At least that's what I experienced since I've been in America. And I just told the lady, I was like, hold up. And she looked at me and I was like, this is what you're going to do. I was like, I have no problem. I said, even if you want, I will bring my own and I can take my temperature right there and let you see it. And then she looked there like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, that one. So with that being said, I like Merida. I like the different parts of Merida. I have friends that live in the south. I have friends that live in the north. I have friends that live in the central. Um, and I think I live in the north. Yeah, I live in Las Americas in the north, right? Or is that kind of
Yeah, Las Americas is the north, is the affordable part of the north, but it's actually outside Periférico. Periférico
okay?
is the faster
The belt.
road that's around the whole city, so it's like the highway.
Okay.
So areas outside Periférico are slightly different than inside the city. But yes, we consider Las Americas the north, just in the side of the affordable part of the north. But yes, it's north.
Okay. So I like that. So like I said, it all depends on what you're looking for too. I do like the stores. What I don't like is what is that Harbor Lifestyle Mall? I don't like that.
Well,
It's just
I'm gonna say the Merida have a place for everyone. So even houses or malls, so we have fancy malls. Yes, we have it. So
mhm.
a lot of people with a lot of money live here, and I'm not talking about expats, I'm talking about Mexicans. So
Yes.
you can say that if you go just walking in the north, you can see a Tesla car just going there and just driving for somebody, and a Lamborghini and all this stuff. So a lot of people with money live here. But the beauty of the city is we have a place for everyone. So
Yep.
we have fancy like Harbor or La Isla, and we have medium like Mall Altabrisa Mall or Galerías, and we have affordable like Plaza Fiesta and Plaza Las Américas. So we have a place for everyone.
See, I didn't even know that. Okay, so see, you're educating me too. So, so I got some places to visit. So, okay, what else was the other question? So now we done got about Merida and move. Tell me what your company does exactly. Like, what is the process of when a person they contact you? What is something that you do? Uh,
We offer different service. So I have a lot of clients for different things. So everything that is about to move to Merida, we can help you. So we offer immigration process, we offer visa process, we offer house hunting and package. So the people that are ready to move, they can just call us, and then we can just set up for them move to Merida package, as house hunting package. And we actually gonna do, I think that the last time that we did a record, I talked about the House Hunter International.
right.
So you see already that program, commercial. We've been there in one of the chapters the last season, but it's like that, so we're gonna pick you up, we're gonna drop you on the places, we're gonna be with you during the whole process, we're gonna give you advices about this place, the other place, blah blah blah. Just in house country is just 3. We're gonna visit pretty much about 12 places or so until you say no more, we're going to keep visit places so you find something that you like, and then we're going to help you during the contract process. We're going to help you to review the contract. We're going to help you to go secure the place, lock the place, set up some services that you need, some like internet or something like that. So all the process is for the people that are ready to move. We work really, really fast, and maybe already, the rentals here move really fast too. So a place that you see today, if you don't take that place, maybe that place will be gone tomorrow. So that's why we find places for our clients in pretty much 1 week. So we help them to move really, really fast. And beside that, we also offer tours. So for the people that are not ready to move, we offer a pre-move tour, and we offer neighborhood tours. And that way they're going to know more about the city and the places before they actually take the decision to move. So we offer all that stuff, and we are kind of like implementing a new tours for the next next year. That will be we're gonna actually add an emblematic places to Merida, like a parks and church, and give you some story about the city, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna implement that tour the next year, and also the beach tours too, because here we have a lot of beaches, pretty much, just I can remember more than 15 beaches. So we're gonna actually tour some of these beaches, so that people can see how close we are from the beach, and then don't freak out about living in the city, and because it's the access to the beach is really easy. So that's some of their service that we offer. But honestly, we do everything. I have clients that hire me for helping to open Mexican accounts, to go to the bank, go to their doctors for translate, whatever you need. They can help you to be more comfortable and actually make more easy your move here. We provide the service.
That's cool. See, that's a well-rounded service that people are definitely looking for. So, what else was that? So you explained a different process for a temporary residency and the permanent residency. So what would a visa? So how would someone you suggest come in to start their visa process? What do you do to work with them? Are there requirements that you need for them to work with you for that before, like, say, temporary residency or permanent residency?
Well, that's not my requirements. That's immigration requirements.
Right.
So visas and visa process have a different types, So if you want to come to Merida and you are a tourist, the only thing that you're going to need is your passport. So you can come here with your passport. Just take your passport, take your fly here to the airport, and as soon as you cross the border, they're gonna give you a tourist visa. That visa gonna allow you stay in the country for 180 days. So that's the first visa, the basic visa. So you can be here for 6 months pretty much. And then if you want to stay here more longer, you can actually, now with the COVID thing, they allow to extend that visa, So after the 6 months, if you don't want to leave, you can extend that visa for other 6 months, just doing a process in immigration. We can help you with that too. And but if you need to leave, if you don't want to stay, you can just fly out, and that's it. That's their first visa, Before COVID, actually, for that visa, you actually need to leave the country after the 180 days and just do, you can do the quick run to I don't know, any country outside Mexico, go to Cuba, go to Chile, go to United States if you want to, any place, and then come back. But now, like I'm saying, they're allowed to extend the visa if you don't want to leave. So they're kind of like a more careful about that. But this is just for COVID. Immigration actually is really uncertain. So they change things every year. So we don't know what's going to happen with this visa the next year. But this is the basic visa, actually. So everyone that come here for the first time pretty much got the 180 days. And after that, we have the temporary or the permanent visa. So the difference between one and the other is only two. Temporary, you're gonna need to renew every year. I mean, you need to do that visa for 1 year, and then you can renew for 3 years in a row, and then you can jump into the permanent. And for the permanent, as soon they got you the permanent, I mean, that's done. That's the only thing that you're gonna need to do, and then you can stay here forever you want to. But the difference between the two is usually they give you the temporary to the people that don't have too much income to prove. Basically, got a visa here in Mexico is about income. So how much money you make every month, how much money you have in your saving account. And, so basically for you don't come here and take our jobs. Yeah, everyone wants to earn pesos. So, but basically it is what it is, so that's why the people, immigration asking you certain requirements for make the visa. So the difference between one or the other will be the money that you make and your age. Usually don't allow to permanent visa to younger people. You need to have more than, I think, 55 or 60 years old. And of course, good income. So that is the difference. For that visas, you need to do this trámite outside Mexico. So don't need to be in United States. You can do in any Mexican embassy, but outside Mexico. But of course, if you live in United States, it will be more easy to do it there. And you only need to ask an appointment to your embassy, your closest embassy, Mexican closest embassy, ask an appointment, and they show your paperwork there. So as soon they approve you there, they're going to stamp your passport with their visa. It's a green visa. They're going to stamp you in your passport. And when you cross the border, they're gonna give you the paper, the tourist paper they give you everyone, but instead they say 180 days, yours gonna say 30 days. So that means that you have 30 days for finalize, how do you say, finalizer the process here.
Finalization.
Yeah. So you're gonna need to go to immigration and then just make their a small quick process, and then of course getting your green card. And it's green card because it's actually green. I'm not making jokes about green card Mexican Americans, but it's because it's green. So they give you the green card, and that's it. Basically, is when your process done. So for the second part here, some people hire helpers like us. We do this help, and some people hire lawyers. You actually don't need a lawyer if you already have the pre-approved visa. It's a really easy process, and it's just because it's a little bit complicated. The immigration website is a little bit complicated, and you're gonna be shocked, but mostly of the people, they work in immigration in the office, they don't speak English. So it's a little bit difficult language barrier that they explain you what do you need to do and where do you need to go to a website and actually fill the correct paper, because it's like a 200 different process there, so if you actually fill the wrong paper, they're gonna make you come back until you find the good one, so that's why some people hire us, the helpers to go through this process. Like I'm saying, you don't need to be lawyers. Some people get freaked out and hire lawyers, and I'm a lawyer, but we don't charge like a lawyer this process. We charge like a helper. So I know some lawyers charge a little bit more, but that's gonna depend, whatever, how you feel comfortable. But we have a lot of people, they do this process here, and I can recommend, we do this process, but also like we're talking about the Vicky Hillman and Yucatan expats, and they actually great too. So, they do this process too. So it is really easy. That second part is really easy. So, and now it's just this year they allow some weird visa that we call that the COVID visa, because for the people that have been travel Merida, and I mean to Merida or Mexico in general, not Merida, Mexico in general, since the 2019, they are allowed to that people, if you come here since the 2019 and you never leave, or you are travel, back and forward, but your first entry was in the 2019, or you doing the extended 6 months, 6 months, 6 months since 2019. Now they're allowing one visa, a temporary visa. There is for 4 years. This is a special visa that Mexican immigration are allowing. I'm just guessing just for make some money from the tourists that are staying here, so just for they be legal and then getting some money. But that visa is super. I mean, I'm saying funny because they allow you that visa right away. You don't need to prove income. You don't need to show anything. Just prove that you are already going back and forward with your card. They have registered in their system, so you can just go there, pay the fines and pay the fees, and get your 4 years temporary visa, which I think is a little bit unfair, for the people that are doing the process in the legal way. But it is good for the people that have been here since the 2019. So
yeah, that's pretty cool. So we talked about that. So my other question is, after you do that process, now I know some people actually stand in line for people to get their process work. Do you do that too? Like you go in there, get the process work for them, so the only thing they have to do is come back and take their picture?
yeah, actually, we do in different way. It's the helpers doing two different things. I mean, two different ways. And they can fill the paper by themselves and put in them like the responsibles, and then they go to the immigration, they do all the process, and then you show when you take the pictures. We do a different way. We fill all the paperwork online. We get in everything, in the moment we make the appointment for you, we go to the appointment with you, we give you all the papers that are already filled and all the fines that will be already paid, and then we wait for you outside until you come back with your visa, pretty much in one day.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool. That is amazing. I like that. Okay. So all right. So that yeah, that's what I'm learning. Different process. So that's good. What was the other question? Someone asked me yesterday. Oh my gosh, my brain. I'm tired too. We know about that. So everybody, there's different American embassies in different countries. So even if you're not in America and you want to get a visa, I was told that all you got to do is go to the American embassy and just find out the guidelines for that embassy, because each embassy, even in each different state in the United States, is different. The income requirement is different in each state. So it's going to be different in each country. So that is something that you want to look into, and what is actually feasible or, works for you. So
Yeah.
that's some advice. So you might want to look outside. It might be better to go to a neighbor country instead of doing it in the United States. I'm just saying. Uh, some people, what was that? Wow. Okay. Um, yeah. So, that is the big and small of it, of, being there, of getting that, because it makes a difference. At one embassy, it's income. It's a lot of paperwork, birth certificates, your bank statements. Now, was another thing, a business. I was told for business, the business has to make $35,000 a month for the business to come in on a business visa. I was
Yeah,
like,
invested visa. Yeah, for the people that actually have the money for invested. But I mean, if you want to work, even open a small business, I'm gonna say that the best way is just getting your temporary and then just exchange that for a working visa, so that allow you to work. And that way you will be legal and you don't need to be invested. That visa is for the invested, the
Okay.
investors. So that means, huge companies or people with a lot of money, they want to open, I don't know, like
Walmart.
condoms or
Okay.
yeah, big things,
Okay.
so hotels and all this stuff. So if you want to open a small business here, like a kitchen or like a salon or something like that, I'm going to say that it's better to just get in your temporary and then just exchange it for the working visa. And that's going to allow to work.
Okay. That's awesome. See? That's process. No one said that. So these are the questions. I'm glad you asked. Okay. And we were talking about animals. What is the laws about having service animals? Do you have laws like we have here? People that are disabled that maybe are blind or have hearing problems or whatever. They have maybe a dog that a CNI dog or a dog that helps them, whatever that is. Could be. How does that law works there in Merida? Is it a such law?
Honestly, yeah, honestly, we are a l- uneducated about that. That's not so common here. So I think the people are not educated about that. The law exists. I mean, if you have a guide dog or if you have, a pet that will be supporting pet and all the stuff for some illness, they should allow you to go in restaurants, malls and all the stuff. They should. But most of the people honestly are really uneducated. So if that is not a nice restaurant, with I don't know how to say it, but they told you it's the pet friendly since the beginning, So pet friendly, they put in their even the animal support in the category of pets. So we can say that it's not a pet because it's a helper, but for mostly of the Mexicans here, it's just pets. So that's a sad. I mean, it's really sad because, like I'm saying, we are uneducated, and then you have two choices. You can just fight with them, or you can just leave and choose a different place, But we
Right.
have nice malls that are pet friendly. Again, I know that is not a great thing, because that type of animals are not pets, are more helpers. But we have fancy malls that are pet friendly that just allows all type of pets, So, like I'm saying, that's really sad, but it is what it is.
Right. Someone asks, can you start, what is it? Can you start a business from a work permit? Like,
Yeah,
can
small
you,
business.
yeah,
Yes.
small business. So yeah, that was answered. Okay. So that's good. So that's good to know for people. And after that, you're gonna also can you get a business account, or you would you be able to help someone get their business registered and all that stuff for the account for biz stuff to be paid and stuff? Can
Taxes.
you do that? Yeah,
For
because
taxes, yes.
it's
Yeah,
for tax.
I saw you got your. I mean, you're gonna need to have your visa. The temporary visa, at least temporary visa, and then you're gonna need to be registered in the Mexican IRS. That is called Hacienda here,
Mm-hmm.
or SAT, SIT, and you're gonna need to pay taxes. So yeah, make a business come with pay taxes, and you're gonna need to be registered there. But as soon you got your temporary visa, you can go to that office and get your personal number. It's like a social number, Mexican, but that number is just for make business. So it's for you can do an official receipts, and all the stuff. So and pay taxes with that. So yes, we can help you with that process too. It is not really difficult, but like I'm saying, sometimes navigate through this office, bureaucratic office without speaking Spanish will be really a nightmare. So yes, we do that process too.
Okay, that's not bad. Um, What was the other thing? So we got that, the business. Um, would you be able to help someone scope out properties for a business as well? Or to do like the dual what we're talking about, like, uh they have the they have the home, but the business down at the bottom. Would they be able to do that as well? And
Yeah,
you would be
that's completely legal here, but just gonna depend on the neighborhood. You know,
okay.
we have some neighborhoods that they don't have that. I mean, for open a business, you need to have in a special place that they have uso de suelo. That's how we call that. So it's in a special permit that they allow certain places for do business. It's
Okay.
not all neighborhoods in the city. Las Americas, for example, in Cauquel, they allow to open business and houses. You know, Francisco de Montejo too. But some neighborhoods more in the north, the fancy part of the north, they don't allow that, you know, so they
Okay.
have certain restrictions. And also the privadas, you know, the closed gated communities,
Yes.
there is much more difficult to open business there because mostly of their closed gated communities don't allow that.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. So we got the children. Okay. So, all righty. Got that. And what else was there? Being in Merida. Yeah, I had so much yesterday. You guys, this interview I did yesterday, but when I tried to translate the interview from my phone onto the computer, it just shut down. I was like, I tried all night and I was like, you know what? I stayed up to 3 o'clock trying to fix it. And it was a great interview. And I had all these things because it's inspired.
I
And I,
wrote yesterday. I was so funny.
yes, you were. You were telling funny stories. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, okay, I don't know why, but it wasn't supposed to view. So we're supposed to go live. So I just said, give it a shot if she's available. And then I said, well, it is Friday. She might be going out with the kids and you might be, doing something on a date. I don't know, what the situation is. So it's kind of interesting. So I was like, I don't know. I'm here right now. I'm still trying to swim to get back. I know it is. People that are looking for doctors. Like I know what we're talking about. We was talking about the different pharmacies that they have there. Was the Mayan pharmacy or the Yucatan pharmacy versus the American pharmacy?
No, I don't think that we speak about that, but we can. I mean, you mean pharmacies like um, herbs, you know, for doing like
Yes.
um, not
Yes.
medicine, you know, more natural things.
Yes.
We call that homeopatha. I don't know the word in English, honestly. It's like a natural one. So, you
Right.
know, the doctors heal you with I'm not gonna say energy because they need to give you something, you know, but with plants and
Right.
herbs and you know certain things, natural pills and all this stuff. So yeah,
Right.
we have a lot of that here. We have all type of pharmacies. You know, actually, I told my clients, Merida is a really big city. You know, you can be surprised because sometimes, and that's a funny story again. I remember one time when one of my clients come and we was doing, you know, just the tour around the city, and you know, they was really shocked about that we have McDonald's and Walmart and Costco and Home Depot and Sam's Club and you know, and they're like, oh, do you have a Burger King? You have a McDonald's, Pizza Hut, and like, yeah, we have that since I think 50 years ago, 100 years ago, I don't know, but you know, some people, and I know that some people, when they think of Mexico, they think, you know, in the dirty um, floors with a coconut and the people just laying down and behind the cocos just drinking a beer. So, you know, and donkeys riding and donkeys and I don't know, you know, that type of things. And yeah,
Ah,
donkeys, but it's not for rides. So we are really Americanized here, you know. So I mean, I think they just recently opened an IKEA, not in Merida though, but in Mexico, but Mexico City. But I mean, in Merida, we have pretty much all the things, so supermarkets and restaurants, fast food restaurants that you have there, we have that. And it's really American thing, so pharmacies, even the pharmacies, we have a good quality pharmacies
Yep.
and a good quality doctors. And actually we have a brand new hospital that calls El Faro that I know that just for one of my clients that they told me that hospital have an agreement with some insurance companies in United States. So they live here, they pay the insurance in United States, and they have full cover here for that hospital, which is super fancy and super nice, so
Okay.
they got all the medicines and all the doctors and even surgeries if they need it for free with the insurance. So, and I know that hospital also has some agreement with brats, American brats, how do you call, for the people that was in the government there, like army brats. I forgot about
Okay.
it. So for army brats or for
Veterans.
they're working, exactly, veterans, yeah. So
Okay.
they are covered in that hospital too. So I mean, I didn't know that. One of my clients told me. So I mean, we have pretty much good options for healthcare. And also, I mean, different types, so if you don't like doctors, if you don't like their medicines, you don't like vaccines, we have herbal things, we have natural things, we have homeopathist doctors. So that means that they heal you through, herbs, plants, and all this stuff. So yeah, we have a
See,
lot
and
of
that's some of the things some of my people want to know more about, especially some women that are having women issues. Those are the people, okay, those are the people that they want to get in touch with. Because like I'm a doula. So I do the pre-birth and going in with birthing, and then I also do death doula, and I show people how to take care of themselves and so forth. But there's coming, I feel, in America we have an epidemic with women that have fibroids, have endometriosis, menopause too early. Some girls are having menopause at 13 instead of the norm. Their body is so out of balance that I know when I lived in Thailand, I learned to do the Thai womb lift, where their people's womb are off balance because they're walking and running on the pavement. So your uterus out of balance. You're actually your menses is on longer. A friend of mine was telling me her menses was on for 7 days. And she said sometimes 10. And I was like, what? See, I thought I was dying for 3 days. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, 10 days. I said, that's not normal. And I started breaking stuff down to her. And she's like, huh? I was like, you need to get checked for this. And she went and checked, and she has fibroids on her, a cyst on her ovary, and she has fibroid, and she has endometriosis. So for me, it's like it's a double whammy because this is what I do. And I had to explain the process. And she says, but you're in Mexico. And I said, I'm in the most perfect place because they believe in botanicals, where you guys synthetic, man-made, and it's mixed with a compound. So those dyes, for me, those dyes and stuff actually do not help the body. They hurt the body. But it all depends on how they're made. So what would you call a person like that for them to see? Because I know you have OBGYNs there, but someone that does that would specialize in that woman's care for them to go, because I definitely want to recommend them if that is so, if you know someone like that.
Well, we have different type of doctors. I'm gonna say that, and OBG, as they're of course the common doctors, so that have a medical degree and all this stuff. But we also have doulas here, and we call that comadronas. So it's kind of like the old ladies that have all the knowledge, And then if you notice, we here in Merida, we are so close to the Mayan community, really close, so a lot of people that live here are actually Mayan descendants, so we got all this Mayan information, all this richness, all these advices from Mayas from, I mean, 10 tons of years ago, so
Right.
this is ancient sabiduría. I don't know how to say it in English, but basically is the experience, all that come from the experience. So even in the little towns outside the city, some of the people get births naturally, with these ladies that come to help you to their house, and you don't go to the hospitals, you don't do the normal process, normal process for some. So they do all the natural things, so, and actually my mom already died, but I remember every time that I got, like the cramps for the menses, they told me, you make this tea with herbs and take this, blah, 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 and then put in this and just rub your belly with din, 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 and then you get cured. So all these sapiens and all these, acknowledged from tons of years ago, we are really, how I want to say, we are really respect the people for that things, so we respect that. We respect our antepaseds, our people that lived before us. So I'm going to say that even if you believe in the medicine, the modern medicine, for my kids, for example, every time that they go flu, I have a tree of guava in my
Backyard.
garden. I make tea with guava leaves, because my mom told me that that's going to help them for breathe better, and I have plants that cause that type of plants that is really big with two colors, the green ones, we call that lenguas de vaca, that's supposedly, I read things in internet, they say that plant's gonna help you to breathe better and all this stuff. So before I actually gave them some medicine, from the pharmacy, I tried that first, and if they have fever, I put in, the cold things in their head, so try to low that type of things, ancient medicine, it's come from our relatives, they're already dead, so, and yeah, we have some chamanes here too, so they do their healing energies, and they do all that stuff, and it's much more easy to find them in the small village outside the city. The city is a little bit cold about that, no, we have some places, but not too much. The people here, in the city, they think more in their traditional medicine, but we have some places. But it's more easy to find this type of doctors in the small village, the Mayan village.
Okay, so we'll talk more about that, because I could probably get her connected with you before she comes, because that's important. Um, he wanted to know about cancer. I know a couple of people that have cancer that have moved to Merida. Um, he's like, he wanted to know the effective are doctors there with cancer. I don't know. That's something that I don't know how effective it is, but I know that some people are doing just wonderfully well. The person that I know, anyway, she's doing wonderfully well. She's doing arts and crafts. She's doing more things. She has some good days, bad days, but that's why with anybody, you have your good days, you have your bad days. She looks good. So from what I understand and I've seen since I've been in up, and I know that she has cancer.
Yeah, my sister used to work in a hospital for cancer I mean, for people with cancer. And she told me that actually that hospital is one of the best ones, in the whole Mexico. So they have really good care on cancer people. And I have personally two friends that go through the cancer and they're fine and they're younger, like my age. I'm younger. I'm saying I'm younger. So they're pretty much around the 40s, which is younger for me. There's just small kids. So, and they go through to these situations, with successful and they're fine. They're two amazing women that are my personal friends that they're fine. So about effective, I'm say most of the people here have a lot of how do you say, when you put it in the other people skins, we are really really what is the word? I forgot the word, but basically we care about other people. That's something that the Yucatecan people have. We are really, really welcoming and we also care for strangers, not just your family. We are nice people. I mean, you need to feel it, you need to see it, but mostly of the people here are really nice. And even if they don't know you, they're going to want to help you.
That's good. That's what we need. In Hawaii we call it hanai. So some people with extended family, adoptive family, I have adopted brothers. I have a lot of adopted brothers. um and I'm a bossy little sister. But they listen and they understand. But they're always encouraging. So I love that about that because, like I said, I look for a place, the aloha spirit. And that means embracing me and welcoming me where I'm at. So I know that for me, I'm not a big group person. Like, I don't want to be around a whole bunch of people. Um, that's just me in general. I really try not to be with a lot of different expats. So for me, yeah, I guess he's saying, yeah, I'm bossy. uh, so that I tried basically to find my tribe, but sometimes it's just best to find individuals for me, and I find that works because I'm not really good on groups because groups sometimes become what I call cliquish. They have that, well, you get this and this and this and this, and we start disliking other people. And I'm not into that click stuff. I'm into you are who you are, and I'm going to judge you by you and you. But sometimes in America's view, by the company you keep is what you are, and that is not always the case. The company I might keep, I might not know their character or whatever, or the thing is, you might see them a different way. So that's different. So what I like about that is that you're going to see a whole class of different people, like you said, in the areas from the south to the north to the west to the east of Merida. And outside, you'll get to experience a lot of different things in the different areas that you go to, exactly what you want. And then beyond is what I really, really like. Um, I like, yeah, so I like Merida. Outside of Merida, I should say. But I like going in and seeing the crystals. I like going to Homa, the ruins. I like going to the cenotes. I like the fact that I seen it. Costco has a cenote that I'm like, really? And then another girl said she moved in the house and didn't realize that she had a cenote under her house. I'm like, that one. That's the kind of treasure I like. That is amazing. You move in a house and not know that you have a cenote. That is like incredible. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's super cool. I have when I used to live in my old neighborhood, I used to have a friend that lives around my block. And one day that we came to their house, I mean, I'm talking about like a tons of years ago, but one day that we came to their house to just play. And, she told us, do you want to swim? And I say, yeah. So we saw their pool, we're going to the pool. You say, no, I have a cenote just here, I'm like, oh, okay. So we just, swim in the cenote. So yeah, it's really cool. A lot of houses here. I mean, it's not like you're gonna give me your requirement like I have a cenote in your house, because that's not super easy to find, But yeah, a couple of houses have cenotes on it. So
hey, you never know. Somebody watching this show might say, look, I think that you could find me a house with a cenote.
well, I might need to create one for you,
And for you guys don't know what a cenote is, it is a beautiful, a really beautiful water that you can swim in that has caves and it's been around for, she's like, I'll say a gazillion years, when the dinosaurs roamed, where what is it, the meteors and comets hit the earth, and that's what they are. Also, what I like about Mexico, I don't know, there are a lot of sightings, which I haven't, heard too much since I've been there. I used to watch this show where there was like a lot of UFO sightings, a lot of out of the world experience, and I'm like, well, I would love to see that by a pyramid or something, something like that. My friend said, oh my gosh, you're just crazy.
Well, I honestly don't know. I never see one ovni or anything else, but I can tell you for experience, if you go to the ruins in certain times of the year, and you can feel the energy, and that energy, I mean, you can feel it. I don't need to tell you. If you go there, you feel how the energy goes to you, and you feel all that light. So that's need to come from other place. It's not something that you can touch. It's not something that you can see. You can feel it. So, and of course we have a lot. I mean, here is more popular the aluches, which is kind of like the small, it's like a small kids. There is grow up, but kids they stay in the kids size, and it's like a Mayan thing that they told that they live in the backyard. So you have a big backyard, and that watching you, but also are like a kid. So they do travesuras. I don't know how to say travesuras. So they play, like kids, and they hide your stuff. So it's an illusion.
We call them fairies. Fairies.
Kind of like a fairy, but uglier.
Oh, trolls?
That's what it is, It's
trolls!
Like
oh my gosh!
It's like I would say, duendes, but it's not like a duende. It's similar like a duende. Leprechaun, not leprechaun. It's something that comes from the Mayan, so yeah, it is. That's why they say, a lot of people, I mean, the old people, they put in the backyards, they put in some candies for them, so they do some travesuras, they rob you your keys or something like that. I mean, that's believers. So
oh my gosh,
some tell stories that the Mayan people has, and then we take that, tell stories, they're fun. So
I like that. Okay, yeah, so we definitely gotta connect. So you guys, thank you for coming. If you like, meteors, yeah, that's what we're saying, meteors. If you guys like, always say, hit the button, ding, 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 and it give you a notification. Please subscribe, and you'll get notifications when we're on. But also, you need to tell them about your event on Sunday.
Yes, this Sunday we're gonna have a Q&A session with my partner, and through our Facebook fan page and my personal Facebook page too. So you can find us in Merida Moves fan page, or Barbara Blanco, which is my personal Facebook. We're gonna be live and just answer all the questions that the people has about Merida, giving some advices or anything that you need to know about Merida. We're gonna be answered for free. We have consultation calls for the people that want to work with us, you know, and they're more serious, but that have a cost. But like I'm saying the last time, we're gonna offer this free Q&A session for all the people that are interested in moving, just like a Christmas present. So that will be completely free, and we're gonna answer whatever they want to know about it. We're gonna answer it as much honest and sincere that we can. You know, I told my clients, I don't like to lie to you. You know, I'm gonna try to you making falling in love to Merida, but Merida is not for everyone. So I'm never gonna lie to you. I always give honest advices. You know, even there is that means that the people not gonna take the places or the people not gonna move here. But I mean, I prefer to just be really honest, and then, you know, in that way make a friend. And you know, that's more important to me than actually, and I told that when you connected with realtors, sometimes they could you know, lie to you about the places and houses just for you rented the place. I'm never gonna do that. So I'm always gonna be really honest with you, because I told my clients, if you hire me, I'm gonna be working for you and with you, you know, and your behave. So in that way, I'm gonna be on your side, you know, and I'm gonna fight for you. And I've been fighting for my clients since the day one, you know. So I have a lot of clients that are Cambodian, and I've been fighting for them, and you know, deposits or whatever the problems that they have, trying to be really fair and you know, and helping and anything that they I can. Just when they are wrong, I honestly also need to tell them, you know, this is not how the things work here, so you need to be aware about certain things, you know. So but when they have right, and that's their, they need something, and I need to be, you know, in their sides, I always be there. So like I'm saying, and that will be this Sunday. So we're gonna answer any question that the people have for us. We're gonna be as much honest that we can. I mean, you know, with all the honesty, and we will be here.
Okay, someone gave me two questions. One was about the internet. We did answer that yesterday. Unlike Nancy. Yeah, about the internet. Someone asked, how good is the internet
Yeah.
in Merida?
Merida internet, it's a tricky thing. You know, if you stay inside the periferico, which is, you know, the line that surrounds the whole city, you're going to be perfectly fine. You have three options for fiber optic. If you want a reliable and faster internet, that needs to be fiber optic. So if you stay inside the periferico, you have three options: Total Play, Easy, and Telmex. That's easy to get, and even some of these one come with cables, so you know that will be perfectly fine. The problem will be when you chose a place outside periferico. So when you chose a place a little bit farther from the city, they don't have too much internet available. So some of these areas don't have fiber optic at all, you know. And it's not about if you I mean, you can pay as much that you want, but they don't have the infrastructure for the fiber optic. So that means it's not available there, you know. So it's not about money, about how much you can pay. It's not there. So, and then it's just other companies that there is a wire, you know, with antennas and all this stuff. Companies, they're only gonna give you 20 megas as much. So, and you're gonna be stuck with 20 megas, you know. So in other areas like Cauquel, some areas of Cholul, some areas of Las Americas has fiber optic with Telmex, which honestly sometimes could be really good and sometimes not so good. So internet thing, it's I mean, it's a tricky thing. I'm gonna tell the people that want to do this by themselves, like we talking yesterday, if you want to do this by yourself, please learn these two magical words, that is fibra optica, and always asking to your landlords about that. Don't asking about if the house that you try to rent that have internet, because they're gonna tell you yes. And like we talking yesterday, working online. I mean, they're gonna tell you, yeah, I'm working online at my house all the time. No worries, you can be working online. And we talked about this yesterday. Working online for Mexicans is not the same thing like for Americans. For us, working online means sending an email sometime and then share some pictures on Facebook. That's working online for us. It's not a real work. So I know for Americans, most of my clients, they need to be reliable internet and faster for Zoom calls or conference calls and all this stuff. And mostly all the places outside Periférico, if they don't have fiber optic, you won't have access to that. And we're talking yesterday about a history of one of my clients. I always told them the truth. And when they fall in love to that place, I told them, this place has a problem. I don't think that we can get enough fiber optic over here. But then the realtors tried to rent the place to them. They told them, oh, no, you're going to have access. Some other clients here have 50 megas, and they think the 50 megas will be okay for them. So they figure it out that 50 megas with no fiber optic, that means like a 10 megas, so it's not real. So when they try to hire up to 50 megas company, the other company tried to charge them a huge infrastructure. So for just putting the internet, it was about 35,000 pesos, and they won't pay 25,000 pesos just for an internet. So short story, they just ended to move back to United States because he lost their job and gonna be able for keep working. So internet is something really important. You need to be really careful about that. Not all even outside Periférico, the areas that they have fiber optic, not all areas are the same. I live here in Cauquel and I have internet fiber optic in my house, but my sister that live like a 5 blocks far from me, she don't have it, so this is a really random thing for us. The things that we do before actually rental the place or actually show the place to our clients. I have guys. My friends say that I have a guy for everything, which is pretty much the truth. So I have guys for everything, and I have guys working in EC and Telmex and in Total Place. So before actually getting rental the place, I just send them the location and they told me if that's an area with cover or not. But again, I'm just gonna say, be really careful. If you're trying to doing this by yourself, like we're talking about yesterday, you can. Definitely you can. We are not doing, certain things that nobody is doing. I'm not saying that nobody could be able for doing by themselves. No, a lot of people will do it by themselves. I have clients, they do it by themselves. Clients for other things that they actually find their own houses. So it's not like that, It's just these small advices that you need to pay attention on it before actually just getting involved or signing a contract, because like we're talking, you're gonna need certain months for going to the house, for getting the keys of the house. And then if you find out that the internet is not enough and you want to take out from that contract, you're going to lose all that money. They're not going to give you back your money. They know. So, because that's not their problem. Their problem will be major things in the house, like structural things or leaks or something. Yes, you can break your deal for that. But for internet, or neighborhood that you don't like, no, because you see the place before, and you take the decision to get that place. So my advice will be just pay attention before, and then just be really, really careful about that. Don't trust in realtors' word or owners' word, try you first. And if you don't know about that, I'm going to recommend them rental places that they already has the fiber optic set up. So even if you need to pay that beside, just rent it if they already have set up. So in that way, you can see that it's already there and you can pay that monthly, but at least you're going to have it.
There you go. Thank you so much. So you guys, her information is at the top of the box. You can contact her. And then, like I said, she has a meeting coming up on Sunday, and it's a question and answer, and it is what do they call? What is free? Gratis.
Completamente gratis.
There you go. So that means free.
Yeah.
I learned that very
Sunday
well.
at
What
noon.
does that mean?
Sunday,
Free,
free, gratis.
right?
So it will be Sunday at noon, Central Time. I mean, my time, Central Time at noon, and completamente gratis. So we will be here Sunday, 12 at noon.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone that has joined our conversation, that stopped in, said hello, left, and sent me questions. I totally forgot about that one for the internet. That I guess she wanted to know. So, and I said, I went over that yesterday. So I'm glad you explained. So I want to say good night, everyone. It's been a blessing. We will see you later.
Good night,